Wait, Mother. It's all falling apart. Our world is falling apart. Or maybe it was already broken, but I couldn't see it. It's just beyond all reason. A facility in our world where these creatures are being kept. Were they human ones? Just like that priest, Ivan Shizenko, but turned into something else. Something greater? Or something far worse? It's like Dr. Richter's lab, but instead of small yellow larvae, we're facing the real butterflies. They're like morbid pieces of art that you can't help but stare at. These footsteps. It's them. They're back again. I can't stay here. I gotta get out. I've gotta get out. This is Red Moon Roleplaying.
Reality shifts. The cell walls in the special ward are now half collapsed, revealing a labyrinth of small rooms spreading outward. Heavy footsteps are heard. 3 sets of feet. The deformed patients go from panic and rage, trying to escape, to becoming quiet. It looks as if they're trying to hide in their cells. The patient, or creature with the long claws that slashed Carver and was subdued by the cattle prod wielding orderly, quickly crawls back to its cell. The footsteps are coming closer and closer. Carver, you feel horrible. There's a lot of blood coming out from the cut across your abdomen. You're starting to feel faint. Your shirt is all ruined. Your legs are starting to feel weak. Dr. Schaefer rushes out to help you. Oh no, come on, let's get out of here now. I think you've seen enough, right?
I would like to form better words, but I don't think I've got enough stamina to say. It's probably just nod in agreement.
He puts your arm on his shoulder, applying pressure to the wound, and he starts to lead you out. Bjorn, what do you do?
I kneel down on the floor and I see the blood. I try to collect it. I try to gather the blood in my hands. Carver, you're bleeding.
I know. I start coughing heavily.
Dr. Schaefer leads you towards the metal door leading out. The steps are closer. You see shapes out there in the darkness. They're really close now, Bjorn.
I look up. What shapes are they?
It is the 3 women. The ones that you saw in Pogodin's mansion, the ones that you saw coming towards you and Ivan Shizenko. They are here again, seemingly wherever reality meets, well, whatever this other thing is.
Well, Ivan tried to get away from them, so I guess I should too. I don't know what they want.
I kind of try and stare at them for a moment, and I just feel my wound, and I just...
Dr. Schaefer has led you already quite a bit outside of the metal door. He's sort of holding it up and waiting for Bjorn to follow. I think he intends to slam the door shut. The orderly has also moved out with the cattle prod still buzzing with electricity. He looks very scared.
Can you see them? Can you see them?
Yes. Come on now. Come on. The orderly starts to grab for you.
I look behind me and I let myself be let out, with the Carver's blood on my fingers.
The metal door slams shut. And it's completely silent on the other side. Dr. Schaefer starts leading you up out of the basement. Oh, we have to have a look at that wound. Come to the infirmary. It's on the 2nd floor. He starts to lead you back up to the ground floor and then further to the 2nd floor. Bjorn, what do you do? The orderly has kind of left you here outside the door to move by yourself.
I'm looking around. How could this happen? Did these people actually see them as well? And I start just wandering. I need to... Oh, I've got Carver's blood on my hands. I need to find some place to wash, and I look around the doors that are around me.
You look around. There's the staff room. It seems to have some kind of sink in there with a mirror as well.
I go in there.
There are two tables, simple armchairs, and an electric stove where a coffee pot is brewing. The orderlies here have been playing cards, and you see beer cans lying around in the room.
Huh. Yeah, I go over and I start washing my hands.
And you do that. Carver, you are led up to the second floor, to Hall 3, where an infirmary is set up. There's a few beds, a gurney, cabinets with medicine, and IV holders. You're starting to become unable to see. Reality is flashing in and out. He lays you down on a gurney.
I look down at myself. I look at my wound. There's a lot of blood, isn't there?
There is. Roll to endure injury with harm at -2.
6.
It's bad. Dr. Schaefer rips open your shirt. You can see your intestines. You faint. Bjorn, we move back to you.
I forgot what I was doing, and I just stand there with my hands wet, and I look around and realize I'm alone. I'm leaving the room, and I start heading up the stairs.
As you exit, you see one of the orderlies standing in front of the door, still with the cattle prod in hand. He sort of seems to be listening for sounds coming from the other side, but it is dead silent.
Huh. I wonder if these beings in there are somehow communicating with, I don't know, these demons, these entities, or whatever they are. Huh. I look at him and I ask, my associate, where did he go?
The doctor took him up to the second floor to the infirmary. You should go to see him. You shouldn't stay here.
Infirmary? And I head up the stairs.
Yes, and you come up to the second floor quite quickly, and in there you see Carver lying on a gurney. Dr. Schaefer is there, but also Dr. Doppler. They are working on Carver, trying to treat the wound and dress it, make sure that it's sterilized and everything is good.
Oh shit, what do I make out of it?
You can see some of the intestines protruding.
I think I need some air, and I start to head for the exit.
It is now afternoon. It is a little bit chilly in the air today. What do? You have your car parked outside.
I'm feeling so unhinged right now. I mean, I feel terrible. I've seen things before, people getting killed, people getting wounded, but it's all just adding up to be too much. I'm guessing they'll take care of Carver. I don't know, should I go with him, or do I need to get away?
Yeah. What should you do?
Well, I should find a place. I should find a hotel, and then I'll surely from there be able to call the hospital when...
Yes, of course. Yes. You should be able to do that.
I should get out of here. I'm going to the car, and I'm going to drive and see if I find an alright hotel or something.
You drive through the drab city of Frankfurt and their order. You find a hotel. It's Hotel zur Alten Oder Frankfurt. Looks okay, you guess?
That'll do. I park the car and I go in.
You go in and you arrange a room for how many people?
For 2. Yeah. A room for 2.
Yes, Carver will need somewhere to sleep. When he's been fixed, yeah? He will need somewhere to sleep, yes.
I'll get a room and I'll go up there.
You walk through the halls. It's got this carpet that covers all of the floors. kind of dim lighting in here. Has a bit of a rustic smell, the whole place.
Ugh.
You get into the room and it's 2 single beds, desk and a small TV on it with a VHS player connected to it.
I look around the room, feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, somewhere in the back of my brain echoes the person that I think I am, the one who checks the room for whatever I'm supposed to be checking it for. It's a very big room. I'm feeling lonely. I don't know what's going on with Carver, and I don't think I can help him. But I should call someone. I should call someone. Yeah, I should call someone.
You should.
I go over to the phone.
Who do you call?
First name that comes up is Handelman, my assistant at work, but why would I call him? No, I'm gonna call Tommy. I'm gonna call Tomislav, my Polish friend in Berlin. Yeah, I'm gonna call him.
Alright.
He'll know what to do.
You call him... Tommy here.
Hey man, hey Tommy, it's me, it's Bjorn. Hey.
Bjorn. It's been too long. What's happening?
Yeah, man, the things are crazy. I'm in Frankfurt underwater.
Wow, that is one crazy place to be. Why didn't you invite me?
Hey, do you wanna come over? I got this hotel room and I got yeah.
Already on the way, man. I'm already on the way.
Yeah. All right. I'm at this hotel and I read the name.
You do? All of a sudden the phone just goes quiet.
Tomislav? Okay, he's on his way. He's gonna come here. I'm feeling not very good. I'm gonna take a shower. Yeah, I'm gonna take a shower.
You still feel so dirty from those events at the mansion. You feel that thing at the back of your neck. It's starting to become bigger and bigger. Like a knot.
I yank at it. Is it bone or what is it? Is it like...
It's hard, almost like bone. But it has some soft parts to it as well. You've never felt anything like that, certainly not in your own body at least.
Thinking of the episode with Carver and him trying to cut himself up, I forced my hands away from my body, and I'm standing there in the shower and I feel the water over me.
There are razor blades in the bathroom.
I go to grab them and I throw them in the garbage can.
And so you do.
And I stand there, water dripping from me. And I turn off the shower and I dry myself up and go to get dressed again.
Yes. Where do you go?
I'm gonna just go out, I think.
You are standing on the streets of Frankfurt under order. It's a bit later in the afternoon now. You were in the shower for a long time. See people sitting around in outdoor cafes. You overhear them talking about how tough the economy is and not having jobs. You wish you could have those kinds of conversations, but you're way past that.
I walk down the street.
Something catches your eye. It's a store. What is it?
I'm not sure. It's like the building is all blurry and black.
Yes.
I should go in there. I should probably go in there. Yeah, I need to go in there.
Yes, you should.
I go up and I open the door. And it's a long, dark corridor. It looks like an apartment building. And there are people in here, but I don't see them. I just hear them. There are screams. There are people, men and women and children screaming inside doors. So I start walking down the corridor that is in the building. I can only see a few meters ahead of me. Any further away is only black. Probably somewhere I should go. And I fear somewhere ahead the corridor will turn into a dead drop, but I can't stop walking, like someone else is pushing me ahead. I hear doors open behind me and I feel hands starting to push my back, keeping me from stopping. I look around. I want to look around to see, but only thing that's twisting is my head, twisting all the way back, seeing the doors start to opening behind me. They are filled with faces of the people I have killed. Some I recognize, others only vaguely, but they all bear the eyes of the same man. It's grey, fearful eyes. Twisted faces fill the entire doorways. Blood starts streaming down from holes in their foreheads. More and more hands start pushing my back, but there's no one walking behind me. I can feel them gripping my feet, pushing them forwards in a walking motion, and my head's starting to turn slowly back forward again. And the darkness ahead is turning to light. My hands are brought up in front of me, and I'm entering a brightly lit room where a man is sleeping on a bed, his eyes closed, his mouth open, and my outstretched palms are cyanide capsules, thousands of them, and they seem to multiply by the second, pouring all over the floor. I'm pushed over by the hands on my back, and as my hands reach out, the stream of capsules starts falling into the sleeping man's open mouth. His grey eyes open, filled with fear, and he screams, but the sound is quickly muffled by the endless stream of pills that I am pouring into his mouth. His scream turns to gurgling noises as pink froth starts streaming from his mouth and blood starts running from his eyes. And in a moment that seems to stretch on for minutes, hours, days, and months, I'm killing Björn, Krusenstjerna. And I'm standing there, and my hand is stretched out, and I blink, and where am I?
You are in a brightly lit room with rows and rows of shelves. They're filled with video cassettes. A big sign says Video World. You're in a rental video store. How did you get here?
I look around. I'm holding something in my hand. A cassette.
Yes. You seem to have chosen this one. What is it?
It's Turtles. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
The cashier rings it up.
I step outside with a video cassette in a plastic bag, and I'm very confused and very tired.
It's dark now. It's already night. Where did all those hours go?
I don't know what I just did. I don't know where I just went. Was this building where I just was? I start to head back to the hotel.
You make it back there. You come back into your room, and you are alone in there. just as you close the door behind you, you hear a loud knocking.
I still have the bag with the video cassette in hand, I guess. I turn around and I start thinking about the knockings on the door back in my apartment in Hamburg. I'm not sure I want to open.
Knocks again. Björn! It's me, Tommy! Open up!
Tommy Slaw, is that you? Oh, I open the door.
And Tommy stands there, surrounded by 3 young women. He's got bottles of alcohol with him. Are you ready to party, man?
And I just feel everything's draining from me, and I'm just staring at him. Wow. I'm not sure. I take out the cassette and look at it, and can we just watch this instead?
Sure, Björn. We can watch this. He motions to the women and whispers something to them and gives them the bottle of alcohol, and they disappear. Tommy comes into the hotel room.
And I stand there as he comes in, and I almost want to cry.
He gives you a hug.
I hug back and I start sobbing.
He holds you and he strokes your head, just like your mother used to do. It's a long, long moment that you just stand there. Hey, we should turn on the video. Come on, you'll feel better.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I didn't bring anything to eat or anything to get down with. Sorry, I just felt I needed, some company, and I walk over to the VHS player. And
Don't worry, Mark. We'll order in some room service. It'll be fine. Just turn on the video.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I turn on the TV and I put in the cassette. I guess it's one of these old autoplay VHS that they always were when you rented them.
Yes. And you hear the familiar intro to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in German. You're probably only able to watch a few minutes until you feel yourself falling asleep from all the exhaustion. Carver. The ground shakes and you wake up. There's a light coming from the window that fades out and leaves the room you're in mostly dark. There seems to be candles burning in here. They provide some light. You're lying on a gurney. You can feel the blood-covered sheets against your naked skin. Everything around you it's bigger than you remember it. The world is taking on frightening proportions. A shape comes over you. The face is all wrong. It's twisted, unfocused and blurry. It's moving too fast. You're not supposed to be here yet. This isn't supposed to be possible. Find me. Master the dream. The shape screams and explodes in front of you in a rain of gore and viscera that covers you entirely. Your mouth fills with blood.
I just sort of... I try and sit up in this nightmare. I can't help but just feel that I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
You feel yourself having swallowed some of that blood and you've swallowed it and you feel stronger. Increase your soul with +1. Björn, you also wake up. You're underwater. The water is ice cold. You're lying in a bathtub. The water is red like blood. You two are naked and everything feels much bigger than it should. You come up out of the water, ice cold, freezing. You're holding something in your hand. It's a black porcelain doll. You see each other. You're not yourselves. Well, at least not those you are today. You are children. Your clothes are in a basket next to the bathtub and the gurney. They're well worn and has holes in them that have been fixed.
I look at the doll and I start climbing out of the bathtub.
You step onto the floor, and the candlelight, because there are candles on the floor here, you can see rusty brown fungus that coats the floor and ceiling. There's a few more gurneys and beds in here, all with bloody sheets. But that is all there is in terms of furniture. The floor is stained with blood, rotting flesh and shards of bone. Now you can feel the stench here in here.
Am I like in a child's shape, you mean?
You look as you looked like when you were maybe 10 years old.
I cover my nose from this stench, and I try to watch where I put my feet. I don't want to step in it.
Your shoes are next to where your clothes are. Carver, what do you do?
I stagger for a moment. I look towards Bjorn. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a 10-year-old boy, I guess. What does he look like?
I'm blonde with my blue eyes, got fairly big ears, standing out on the sides. Looks a bit funny in that way. Short, cut hair, well kept.
I suppose it's quite funny then, because we probably look very similar. After all, I'm also blonde. I probably feel through my hair, and I have my nice little short school haircut. I was always very smartly presented as a child. I go over to the clothes, and I imagine I find, yes, one of my favourite little green jumpers I used to wear. It's very smart, very 70s. I sort of start dressing myself, although I do it in quite a calm manner. Oh, so that blood I was just ingesting, if there's any left on me, I probably lick my lips a little, because I confess it felt good to drink it, oddly enough.
It did, didn't it?
Do I recognize him? Do I know that this is Carver?
You see a similarity. Do you talk to each other?
Yeah. I ask him in Russian, "What are you doing here?"
I don't know. Same as you?
And I start dressing, put on my little well-pressed costume trousers and my little jacket with a big belt and the silly cap with a big mark on it.
I do immediately at this point. My memories shift a little, and I just feel a moment of going, Jenkins. Where is Jenkins? In my mind, I start looking around the room.
He's nowhere to be seen. You get flashbacks from what just happened, from what happened down there in the special ward, and everything you've been through together. And you are not children. You may look like them, but you are not children, not really. You are yourselves. You just don't look that way.
And I shift over to English. Carver, it's you, Carver. How are you? Where are you? At the hospital?
Bjorn, maybe. No. Yes. We're not. I look to him. We're not here. But we are here. Yes?
I didn't know what to do. I got us a room at a hotel.
and I'm just looking around, feeling the absurdity of the situation.
I tell him,
like,
I hold up a hand and I just, shh. I'm not really focusing on him, not properly. I'm trying to really focus on where we are. I start the room, we're in a room, yes? Are there doors?
Yes. The room is the same as the infirmary at the Frankfurt Underwater Clinic, just, well, the furniture is a bit different. But other than that, it's very similar. There's a window through which light has come through. You can see rotting ivies partly cover the window. There's a door, and you see on the walls smeared symbols that decorate these walls. The symbols are made in blood. It's a letter C with lines through it. And candles are placed in connection with these symbols on the wall and on the floor.
realizing where we are, I take a step back, and seeing the symbol, I instinctively flinch, and I just say, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here.
Bjorn, we need to be here. This is important. I feel this is... Although I recall the shape for a moment saying we shouldn't be here yet. Are we dead? Wait. I look at Bjorn. Are you alive still? Am I alive still?
You have to be alive. I mean, I can see you now, and you remember everything.
Thinking about my past. As a child, as a younger adult. I'm thinking of everything. Everything that's happened.
It all comes at you at once. All the memories, everything that happened that night. It's going to come back to haunt you. But this is not the time. This is not the time. But you have this foreboding, this feeling.
I just sort of fall down for a moment, and I'm just thinking images of fire and ice, and I just try for a moment, like, not now, not now. And I just sort of hit the wall with my fist to try and, well, normally ground myself in reality, but we're not even in reality.
I run over to you and I lift you up. Come on, we're here again. This is I suddenly start getting some sort of grip, seeing him fall down. Look, we're here. I don't want to be here, but this is the place where Magda was. This is the place where part of her history was and her memory is. Maybe this is where we'll find some of her memories.
Some of her memories. Her memories. This isn't us. This is... I try to think on that. I try to think that the logic that this isn't my past. This isn't Bjorn's past. This is someone else's past. I look at him. I clutch onto him for a moment. I guess he feels very real, yes?
He does. And Carver, you feel that you have power over this place. You can change this place.
I can. I get up and I go to the door. And I just reach for the handle. Does it open?
It does. You hear shuffling steps outside the door, like as if big men or animals were walking outside in the corridor.
I close the door at that, and I look at myself and I look at Bjorn, and I just really start focusing on that this is not us. This is not our place, and I'm starting to think of what we are, trying to think of us as our adult forms.
You do.
Should I roll?
Yes, you shall.
20.
Wow, so you may choose 3 options.
So I will transform myself and Bjorn into our adult forms. transform the doll that Bjorn is holding into a very large rifle.
A very large rifle appears in your hands, Bjorn. But you still hold the doll. It's as if the doll does not wish to be transformed. What rifle is this, Bjorn?
The one I'm holding now is shifting. It hasn't made up its mind, really, what it wants to be. It's going over the American M16 to the Swedish AK-4 to this old Soviet AKM, and the machine-killing rifle glints in there as well. It's like the doll and all my past is blurring together in this sort of unreal weapon.
So it is. Light comes in through the window. You hear an explosion out there.
I pat myself down, my adult self, and I pat Bjorn down suddenly. I go, yeah, see? It's all just an illusion. It's all in perception. I go to the window, look outside, and I go to him. We're in the hospital, yes? The hospital.
How do I feel now?
You look at Carver, and you look at yourself, and you are no longer children. You are your adult selves again. And you're wearing what exactly?
I'm wearing a thick woolen coat and a cap with the old Soviet Union emblem on it, and under that a proper black shirt and grey woolen trousers.
And Carver?
I'm wearing a funeral suit. It's the suit I wore on the day of my parents' funeral.
Through the window you can see twisted trees cast shadows over an overgrown lawn. There's a toppled garden furniture that lay in the thickets covered by mouldering leaves. A black moon stares down from the night sky like a dead eye, a gate into death. The clinic is surrounded by deep trenches that cut deep gashes across the landscape in crude patterns. There's rotting bodies that lie strewn about like discarded ragdolls out there. Suddenly the shriek of what sounds like a wounded animal somewhere out there.
Need to move. We need to move. Do you remember what the layout was of this place? I start thinking of Magda. I'm wondering, can I sense anything like Magda's spirit or presence?
Magda... Yes. But you're unsure where.
I could have go to the door and possibly, if I wasn't so shaken, I'd think a little better of this action, but unfortunately right now I'm too driven, I'm too neurotic to be thinking clearly, and I just throw the door open and just walk outside, saying to Bjorn, we need to move, fast. I don't know how much time we have.
You have come out of the room marked number 3. You're in a hall. There are cell doors in front of you. You remember the staff room? That was number 2. And then there's the 2 doors that are leading to where the halls were. Hall 5, where you met Pyotr. That would be number 10 here. You see further down the hall the source of the shuffling noise. It's huge white-clad creatures, men, just like the orderlies in the real world. You can't see more than their backs now. They are sort of stuck in a motion, moving forward, and then it's as if it's being rewinded, and then fast-forwarded again.
Can I observe the situation and feel if I think they're hostile? 14. What should I be on the lookout for?
You almost feel as if you're able to sort of see parts of their faces. The faces are sort of locked in this grin, it's like a caricature. It's not human. You must stay away from these orderlies.
I put my hand on Carver's shoulder, and I have the rifle in the other hand, and I just shake my fingers and pointing over at the guards.
I look to the stairs that are nearby. I feel we need to get away from this floor now. Be quiet. We can be quiet, yes? Quiet. And I try and focus very heavily on just getting to those stairs and up them without being seen.
The orderlies have moved away, so you start to move down the stairs. But instead of moving down the stairs, you find yourself standing inside a padded cell, the two of you. There's a heavily drugged patient sitting in front of you, who stares vacantly into space. It looks human, but it's harrowed and tortured. Björn, you recognize this face from a dossier you have read. This is an East German dissident. He was arrested and imprisoned in the 80s. What's he doing here? And if it is what you think it is, why is he still here? At the back wall of this cell, there's another door. You have ended up in these cells on the second floor.
I kneel down and I try to talk to him.
Yeah, this is Klaus Schultz. He was a big headache for the East German authorities. He doesn't respond to what you do at all. He just stares vacantly into space. You hear shuffling on both sides of the cell doors. You think perhaps you're in the first layer of cells here and that the corridor is behind you and the door is leading further in front of you.
I go to one of the doors at the back of the room and just gently try and see, like, do they open easily? Are they locked?
Yes, they open. Inside, you see not one of these prisoners, but two, both staring vacantly into space. There's an orderly in here, and he's administrating a syringe and some pills to the patient. Seems very focused on his work and has not noticed you yet.
I take up the porcelain doll and I look at it and trying to make sense of what we're doing here, what will get us out of here, because it feels like we're sort of imprisoned here, but there's probably something that we should get out of this place.
You hold the doll, you feel it yearns to be with its owner again. But where is he?
I have a moment as I'm looking at this thing, and I think about before. And again, my mind is going to dark places right now. I'm vaguely aware that this is all a nightmare version of this hospital. And I come up with images of the straitjackets, the constraints, and I just imagine really hard. I sort of reach out my hand on this creature, and I try and imagine it being constrained, contained in, like, restraints, chains, and that sort of thing.
Roll for it.
14.
That gives you 2 options.
I will use one to make the change permanent, and the second one to transform the being just into, again, the image of a smaller man being, restrained against the walls.
In front of your eyes, the big orderly is transformed, sitting by the wall now. He is chained up and gagged. You can see the eyes, though. They're still staring at you. There's a smile underneath that gag. But he does not seem to be a threat right now.
I feel empowered by the change, and I run over and undo the gag. And I just, now I can see it's restrained, and I just go, "What are you? What's the best way out of this place? Answer me, creature."
You need to take your medicine. It's time for your medicine. Let me give you your medicine.
Is there any medicine nearby?
Yes, there is. The pills. He had set some of them aside on the bed next to the 2 prisoners who are sitting here staring into space.
I go over to the medicine, and I just sort of laugh a little and go, "Oh, you want medicine? You want me to take my medicine, do you? It's fucking medicine, and I just sort of shove the whole sort of canister try and shove it into his mouth.
He smiles at first and then starts to be affected by the drugs. He passes out.
Ugh.
I kneel down and I sit here and I'm thinking. And then I whisper to myself, Piotr. Or Magda. We need to find Piotr or Magda. They are the ones that are connected to this. Piotr is connected to the doll. Maybe the doll belonged to Mag. I shake my head and Klaus, can you hear me? Try to talk to the man.
Klaus cannot hear you.
I stand up and I go into the other room to see what's going on.
You follow into the room where Carver went, and in here is two of these prisoners sitting there. You recognize them as well. They too were dissidents in East Germany.
And I come in as Carver is shoving this pills down this man's throat. Carver, what are you doing?
It's one of them, Bjorn. It's not a real person. We need information. We need information, Bjorn. Where are your skills, Bjorn? Bjorn, we need you to capture something.
Carver.
Shh.
Carver. We gotta find whoever this doll and whatever is connected to. It's gotta be Piotr or it's gotta be Magda. Something that has significance. You know, if there's something, we gotta get out of this place. We should be able to find Piotr in here. Or Magda. I mean, this is what they're connected to, right? That's why we came here from the first place. To find their memories.
The ward. Maybe the ward. Let's find a way to the ward. And I just sort of look at the wall and, I'm perhaps starting to get a little bit, too reliant on this sudden skill I've found. Because I suddenly just start eyeing the wall and thinking of a door that leads to the ward. That's what I want. Is that what I get?
Roll for it, and let's see what you can get.
My mentality is like, I'm nodding with Bjorn. I'm going, yes, we need to just find the ward. The ward? Wait, what? I remember it. Oh.
Look at him strangely.
10.
And there is a door in front of you. And do you open it?
I do. I transform that wall into the door. I also transform myself a little again. This time I sort of just give myself a sort of a weapon. Although I don't know what it looks like. It's probably something I just assume is a weapon. What comes out?
What are you looking for? Is it a firearm? Is it a...
I think my mind just wants something that I can feel strong with, something I can protect myself with.
Then it is a cavalry saber.
Yes. My father used to have some of those on the wall when I was a child. I always loved that. How it looked. Yeah, that feels good. See, Bjorn, here, a door. This is the way to the ward. This is the way to the ward. I know it, and I open the door.
You open the door, and in front of you is an abyss. You can hear noises down there in the darkness. Screams, bars rattling, cattle prods bussing. You look around you, and you now stand outside of the door marked 10. You're still on the second floor. This is where Piotr should have been. This is where he was in the real world. But there is nothing here, only a hole leading down.
I'm holding onto the wall on the side and shouting into the door. Magda? Piotr, are you in there?
You shout, and you get no answer. But behind you comes the two orderlies.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the campaign The Black Madonna for the tabletop role-playing game KULT Divinity Lost. The Black Madonna was originally constructed by Gunilla Jonsson and Mikael Petersen in 1991, with additional material for the 2017 edition by Marco Berman, Matthias Fredriksson, Petter Nallo, and Robin Liljenberg. KULT Divinity Lost is published by Helmgast. The music was created by Atrium Kalseri and is used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Visit cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel to hear more excellent dark ambient.
A new episode of Red Moon Roleplaying is released every Friday. Please like our Facebook page and give us comments, input and feedback there. You can also visit us at redmoonroleplaying.com. Finally, a big thank you to all supporters. If you want to show your appreciation and encourage our work, look out for us on Patreon and see if you want to support the show there. While the show will always be free of charge to our listeners, Patreon supporters will have access to extra material, such as a bonus podcast where we answer your questions about the campaign and role-playing games in general. If you just can't wait, you can even get access to the full-length, raw and unedited versions of our gaming sessions way before they are released as finished episodes. Thanks for listening. Looking forward to meeting again next week.